about re-recording the song, and then as I was sort of working on it, I came up with the idea of having something in the beginning of it. I didn't know what, so I started to fool around with an old Chamberlain software that I had, and came up with some unusual sound effects to create kind of an atmosphere to cue people into the title of the song. I didn't know if it was going to stay. A lot of those things I put on there, and I figure we'll get into the studio, and my co-producer may say, "That's terrible. Did I get rid of that?" Or in this case, he said, "I really like that. Let's do more of it." And so he recorded Jeff and I talking out in the studio without us knowing about it, and turned it around backwards and did some funny things to it. The keyboard stuff that was on Wormhole Wizards and the beginning of Light Years Away, I didn't know if anyone was going to like that, but I played them myself, and then I waited to see when we got it to the studio. I did the organ on Littleworth Lane, and I did the keyboards on Dream Song. But, we thought, that when we got a keyboard player in, before we got Mike, that Mike would replace everything, or that once we started to record the record, we would find that maybe the keyboard intros didn't work. So, they're never set in stone when I go into the studio. Even when we're done recording and we go to mix, I know that it could be chucked out. You know what I mean? You may be listening to this big keyboard thing for weeks and weeks, and then when you finally go to mix it, you realize, you know what, that keyboard's got to go.
So you really don't have when you start writing a song, is that you want to create a certain atmosphere?
No, I do, but
then you think about layers and putting more things, or sometimes you want to go more raw, or that's what I mean. And in the writing process, when you think about a melody in a song, or maybe a title of a song, and then this gets me into that, and then you want to create an atmosphere that surrounds it, or that's what I mean. I don't know.
Yes, I know. That's like 8 questions. So,
the writing process.
So what I'm saying is that as I follow my inspiration, as I'm writing and as I record, which is almost at the same time, right? Like with Dream Song, right? I wake up, I have a song in my head, I go right down to the studio, I start recording. So, but I record lots of stuff, and the audience eventually hears the edited version, because I'm throwing lots of ideas out. I'm not judging the ideas as they come out. See what I'm saying? Right. So, in other words, we call it in the U.S. we say throwing the kitchen sink at something. You throw everything at it, and then later on when you go to mix and you start to choose, and you realize after the heat of the moment, maybe a few weeks have gone by, that maybe that part was fun to play, but it's not fun to listen to. And maybe this other part you put on here expresses that rhythmically or harmonically or melodically better, and then you start to choose, and eventually it comes out that way. When as a fan, when I listen to things, I too assume that whatever I'm hearing was entirely intentional, right from the beginning. But I know that for making records, that's almost never the case. There's a lot of accidents that happen. Excuse me?
Except for the Dream Song.
Well, no, there was more stuff on that too, but I had to take things out. And that's Mike Fraser. One of his great talents for mixing is knowing when to hold things back in order to release them later on in the song so that they build.
Right.
And he's also thinking not only the sound, but he's thinking rhythmically, and he's thinking harmonically, and I guess. He's thinking thematically as well. Once he gets really into the song, he starts to wonder, does each part really make sense being here? Whether it's a tambourine or an extra guitar part. And sometimes if he really finds something at the end of the song that he likes, he'll take it and put it at the beginning of the song. Which is what he did for the beginning of The Golden Room, which had this really long improvisation at the end. And we did a bunch of it. And we would improvise for 7 or 8 minutes at the end. And at one of them, Mike Keneally started going da-da-da-da-da-da-da, a little thing in kind of like 7. He only did it once, and then he altered it, and then he altered it, and then it just sort of fell apart. But Mike took that little part, and he looped it a few times, and used it as the introduction. which made Mike very happy.
Where to play.
Which is great.
What's your favorite Spanish food? You eat
Favorite
like, yeah,
Spanish
do you
food?
have a favorite Spanish food? Don't you
I like
come here also
I like
for the food?
tapas bar experience.
Oh, yeah?
I like the variety.
You try that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I've had paella in a couple of different places. It's always so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's very dry, other times very wet.
Yeah, well.
I've had some paella in Valencia. It was really good. It was a very dry kind.
Oh, cool.
They specialized in scraping.
I'm from
the bottom of
Valencia.
it. Yeah. Is that where you're
Yeah,
from?
yeah, yeah.
It was very good.
Yes, it's totally different.
Yes, yeah.
From here.
Should make a paella from him.
Yeah, well, we
Oh.
always have great food here. Good food, good wine. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Will it be sometime in the next 10 years for a G3? I mean, you are very busy now with chicken food. Your own
Yeah, I'm
sort of
thinking
career.
maybe 2012
Yeah.
at the earliest, because the next, 15 months, if chicken foot doesn't sort of take over, I'll